Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you part 1 of how to make apple blossom, the apple from Shopkins. I will be leaving the link to part 2 in the description box below. Due to the amount of detail that I put in, I had to split my videos in two because they were a little bit too long. So hopefully you can click into that and watch how I finish the cookie. But for now I'm going to start with part 1, so let's get started. Here are the things that I'm going to use. A 4-inch apple Shopkins cookie cutter, and I got that online, and I will leave the link to it in the description box below. I'm going to be using golden yellow, leaf green, rose, black, and brown food coloring, all by Wilton, and electric green by Americolor. The edible markers are optional. I did use pink and black, and I'm going to be using watermelon petal dust for the cheeks. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to flood in my entire apple, and then I'll do the detail after everything has had time to dry. So what I have here is a tip 4 with my very bright green. And what I'm going to do is just go all around the shape of the apple and then go ahead and fill it all in. Go ahead and smooth it out. And this is in a flooding consistency, not too runny because I don't have an outline, so I have to have a little bit of control. So I'm going to give this about an hour and a half or so to dry. The longer the better, and then I can go ahead and start on with the rest of the detail. Alright guys, I give this some time to dry, so I have a few things that I want to do all at once. I have my green in a tip 2, my brown in a tip 2, and my pink in a tip 0. You can use a tip 1. I'm going to start off with the foot because I want to do that and then go on with the rest and then come back to do the other one next to it. That way I can give this one first some time to dry so I can do the other one. That way they don't stick together, so they don't merge. So I'm going to give that some time to dry. And then I'm going to do here the stem of the flower, just one little line like that. And then here at the top for the leaf, I'm going to go up, down, up, down, up. Fill it in. I'm just going to pull these out. Look just a little bit more like a leaf. And then here at the bottom, under it, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, bring it down, down, fill it in, smooth it out, and then bring these peaks out so it doesn't look too bubbled at the ends. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to do the stem with my brown. This is in a somewhat thick consistency. The other is in a medium consistency. Kind of flooding, but not too runny. This one's a little bit more thicker, but I'm going to smooth it out so it won't dry so rough. Just like so. And then with my pink, and I'm going to start off by filling this area here. You have to fill this up a little bit because this has to match the thickness of the icing from the apple. This one doesn't need to be too thick. This one here does. That way it can match with the thickness of the icing on the apple. Doesn't look too weird. And that's pretty much it. Not hard at all. So now I'm going to go back and finish my other leg here on the foot. And that is it for the detail that I need to do first. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the face, and then I'm gonna give everything some time to dry. I have my green and my black here in tips 1 in a somewhat medium to thick consistency. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do her mouth first, and I'm gonna do somewhat like a upside down triangle. It'll look like a triangle towards you right now. And then I'm going to give this some time to dry to fill in the mouth a little bit later. And then I'm going to do her little nose, just a little tiny nose like that. And then her eyebrows, I'm going to do that now. Or you can wait till later after you do the eyes to do so. But I'm just going to do it now. I just go at the very top corners. And now I'm going to move on to my eyes. To do the eyes, I'm going to use this really tiny round cookie cutter. This is just a tad bit over an inch, not an inch, a half an inch. It's really, really tiny. I'm not going to use my tool to scrape like I normally do. I'm going to use the tip of this edible marker, and I'm just going to kind of do a connect the dot type thing. So I'm going to position this around here. I'm going to hold that, and I'm just going to do little dots, and then I'll just follow that with my icing, just like that. Do the other one here. This way I don't accidentally puncture my icing with my tool, and also try not to puncture your icing with this as well, because it is very easy to do so, so just be careful. This edible marker is by Rainbow Dust, and I got it from eBay in case you were wondering. It does have a really tiny point on one side and a almost like a marker pen on the other. Now with my black, I'm just going to do my circle as best as possible. Just do the best that you can with making your circle. And then she has like a little eyelash up here and 2 down here. And then again, try to do your circle on this side. You're going to give this some time to dry so then you can fill in the eyes, but that'll take maybe an hour, I would give it, even though it's really tiny, but I would definitely give it plenty of time because we are working with white, so I would definitely give this some time to dry. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest, give this some time to dry, and then we can move on. Alright guys, I gave this some time to dry, so I'm going to move on to all the detail that I need to do. I'm going to use edible markers to do the detail on the worm. So I'm going to use the thicker side of this marker, and I'm just going to do little lines, and make sure that when you make these that they are curved. That gives the worm a little bit more of a real and bubble illusion and not a flat dimension. And now I'm going to do little eyebrows here at the top. I'm going to switch over to the pointy tip to make a little smile. And you can get these from eBay. And then I'm going to use the pointy side to make the eyes. I'm going to try to do this really quickly because I have so much to do. Now I'm going to move on to my lighter green. And this is in a somewhat flooding consistency. And I'm going to just do her little hand here at the bottom. No special way, just make a little line there. Because she's holding her stem of her flower. And then I'm going to fill in her eye completely in the green. I'm not going to put too much icing in there because I have a lot of other icing to stick in there. I don't want to make it too bubbly. And then I'll come with my black. Put the circle there. And then I'm going to get my white. And make a little glare spot at the top. And bring that in. And before this black starts to dry, I'm going to grab just a little bit of this green, because I saw in the picture that I had a little glare that it was it wasn't white, it was greenish. But this is optional. You don't want to go through all that detail. And then go back with my white and make a little line here at the edge. And try to sink that in. So you're going to do the same thing on the other eye. If I don't have time in my video to show you, just repeat this step. The green first, the black, the white glare, and then your white on the edges, and that optional little green glare. And that's it. I'm going to move on to the mouth.